We went to this. Oh, we went to this. We didn't do anything before we went to that place, did we?
I think you went straight there.
Okay, we went straight to this crumbled old building. That was still pretty cool, though. Where we were gonna deliver the ransom for the dragon's demand. But we cheated the kobolds into thinking that we do have them, so we got to talk with their spokes, or human slave, I think he was called. And we talked to this guy who was the guy who had been missing for some time in the village. The dragon has his wife in custody. And he is forced to do the dragon's bidding. We somehow made him believe that we could kill the dragon and we could save his wife. And he trusted and believed in us for some reason. We chose to kill 3 of the generals, right?
You have killed 2 of his lieutenants.
Okay, 2 of... So we got to kill...
He was one of them, so...
Yeah, he was one of them.
There are 2 left, I think.
You haven't killed him yet.
No, I don't think we're gonna... I think there's 1 left. There was 4. Right? Well, we went into the building, killed everything in our way. We killed the 2 of the 3 lieutenants that we were gonna kill. We had to go back to the city because we were not in a good condition. And we chose to go back. We would go back later and kill the last lieutenant. Right? Right?
Yep.
Isn't that pretty well done?
Yeah.
We also learned about the shadow portal.
The dark window.
Oh, yeah.
And we fought the old mummy master of the place.
Oh, I did say we killed the lieutenant. But he's not a lieutenant, was he? That's true. He went into this tomb and we kind of trolled him. We keep walking in and out. And he kept getting up and sitting down. And then we finally agreed that we should kill him. And we really just killed him in a whim. We were so bad at it. And he really didn't trust in our abilities to do it. But, you know, he didn't really have a say because we killed him with luck. But
and lots and lots of alchemist fire.
Yeah, a lot of fire.
I used the majority of my alchemist fire storage.
It was well used.
Need to make some more later.
Well then, it is the next day after you've rested, recovered your strength, endured the questioning looks of many of the townfolk.
Apparently Tiro climbs up onto the roof.
Well, she's more than capable of doing that.
You can, yes. I didn't think Tiro would be up so early in the morning.
Fonra.
Tilt's head upwards from book at you, looking upwards. Yes.
You call Eladar your cousin?
In an odd way, yes.
But he's black.
That is... stream is over. I can't abide this racism.
Who said that?
That was Manikai.
Manikai!
Yeah, that's Manikai. No, is he your cousin?
No, he's not my real cousin. He is... We call each other cousin because, well, at least racially, we are very similar.
You're not the same race?
Not completely, no. At one point, you could say we were, but as his people went deep underground, and they changed. Our people fled from Galorian and eventually came back.
That's confusing.
It's a very long and confusing history.
Well, I'm a black-furred catfolk, and there are some catfolk that are not black, so...
It's not quite as simple as your fur colouring. So you do have very nice fur.
I thank you. I do a lot to make it pretty.
flips over a page in the book.
Huh.
No, what gets you up this early in the morning? You're normally quite you normally stay in bed for a while.
I'm, dragon keeping me out of the bed.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Got some wine here if you want some.
I don't drink wine.
Have an apple.
Yes, please.
Reach into the pouch, pulls out an apple.
Start devouring the apple, sharing it with Aki.
Would Eladar be praying right now?
Who?
Would Eladar be praying right now?
Are we just
Well-
staring him down?
If you
Being it's dawn.
if you look down, you will see Aladar seemingly in prayer. He's also seeming to prepare something. He has put down his holy symbol on a small like a woodcutter's block, because that's probably what he could find.
Aw.
Around it, he has sprayed or sprinkled some water from a flask he has. And you also see next to the holy symbol a very small shining gem, sort of. It looks like yellowish, and it sparkles slightly.
Oh god, it sparkles.
He seems to be very intent on this, not really paying you any mind up on the roof there. But it's clearly like he is doing some sort of like mantras and like praying to himself.
He's praying to Kami.
And when he's done, 30 minutes of preparation or so, he will, get up, look at the little display he has produced, nod satisfactory, and sort of look up to you two on the roof.
You see Fauna basically leaning, laying on her stomach with a book and looking down at you.
A little smiles.
Tyr's doing the same.
Eating an apple.
Yeah, while you've been eating an apple. And Aki on her head.
Morning, Eladar.
Morning, cousin.
Aladar frowns for a second, looking to Thiru, frowns again, and then he nods and says, "Good morning, my friends. I trust you slept well."
Quite well, yes.
He looks around. I don't
Elysia probably isn't up yet.
I don't suppose the rest of our little group is up yet.
I'm not sure where Iberian is. I believe from here I can hear Elysia snoring.
He gives a short laugh. Yes, well, that or the dragon has taken up residence inside the tavern.
It's pretty hard to tell, isn't it?
I suppose it is. He looks around. Well, before we set off, I would like to, with the rest of the group here, perform a small ceremony for, the blessing, a small blessing, so to speak. It's free to attend, of course.
I assume you would like us off the roof.
Well, he sort of looks up. I suppose preferably, but I don't want to impose, really. He smiles.
You're not imposing.
Fauna slides down and then dives off, landing gracefully on the ground.
Of course. Well, the other two aren't here yet, so.
That's fine. I was only up there. It grants a very nice view of the area. Nature itself is something to be treasured.
I just like the sun.
Eldar smiles. That gladdens my heart, Theo. It really does.
You're gonna pray to Kami?
He frowns a bit. Kami.
God.
I have prayed to my god, yes.
Jim smiles.
He looks at the little altar. Well, I think we shall wait the ceremony until the rest of the group has awakened and partaken in their breakfast. If there is nothing else, he sits down on the ground in front of his little display. He puts his sword off his back, sort of over his crossed legs. Puts his hands gently on the sword, and then you see he sort of closes his eyes a little bit. And what you can see, sort of it glazes over, almost as he's sort of entering a trance.
Is Fonra your only family here?
He cocks his head a little bit and says, I wouldn't really impose to call Fonra my family. We aren't connected by blood, as far as I know.
Where is your family?
My family is far from here, deep underground, you might say. House Duran was, or is, I suppose, quite influential in some parts of the Underdark.
But they're elves.
They are drow, and quite adamant to keep that moniker, I'm afraid.
I have to admit, if other elves saw me here like this, they'd be wondering what kind of treason I'm committing.
Eladar laughs slightly and says, well, if any drow saw me pray to the Everlight, they would think me completely mad. And
Well,
who's
on
to
the- on
say?
the-
Maybe I am.
Tiro looks even more confused.
Eladar,
it is a very long and complicated history.
it is. I can't say I know too much about it. I only know the legends, and knowing my people and my family specifically, I would assume that they are filled with all manner of exaggerations and misinformations. But supposedly, sometime in the ancient past, when some enormous cataclysm was about to befall the land, some of the elves fled underground, and some of them stayed above. Those who fled underground became drow after thousands and thousands of years of darkness and being abandoned by the old elven gods.
Those of us on the surface managed to find ways to just avoid the damage.
He nods. What my people found in the Underdark was, well, frightful to say the least, and they clung to whatever power they could to survive, and that is how they came into contact with the various demon lords and devils that they now worship.
Oh, Lamastu.
He nods. For one, yes.
Fonor shudders at the name.
I don't know, it's complicated. I didn't know much about elves before I met you.
It
There aren't
means
many-
so. I know very little about catfolk either.
Toy smile. Tiro smiles.
I've travelled a lot, though I think you might be the second catfolk I've ever met.
Oh, you met another catfolk?
A very long time ago. It's very blurry in my memory.
Yes. Well, it is very far away. It's a long trip.
Fonor sits down cross-legged, looking at you.
Tiro looks. It's not really that interesting.
We've got time to spend anyway. We still got the dragon inside the cabin to deal with, so
Yeah. I don't know. I fear this will be the last time we all speak together. I guess that is why I ask you the questions I always wanted to ask you.
that's fair enough. I go wherever the world takes me, and right now that's into a dragon's lair.
Well, I don't want to turn my back on all this.
I don't think we get a choice anyway.
Well, even if I did, I wouldn't feel good about myself.
No,
We just
Yeah.
left, but
no. If you can make a difference, always try.
Eladar nods at this. He says, yes, when you are an exceptional individual blessed with exceptional powers, I think it sort of, the responsibility that comes with such a blessing should be cared for quite carefully. People like us can make a great difference, and we should strive to do it as good as we can.
I didn't expect me to be a hero, but I'm not complaining.
Eladar smiles. It's usually better if someone else calls you a hero, not yourself. Humility. He laughs slightly.
That might be true, Eladar. But on the other hand, I think some of the members of the town have already called us quite a bit of heroes for what we've done.
Yes.
Some have had other comments, especially towards when they first saw you. But that's regardless.
Oh, and me.
Looks towards Tiro curiously.
I don't know, they did give me weird looks.
That's true, but that's because catfolk are rare everywhere. They had different kind of look though towards Elder.
Yes, well, my people's storied history of debauchery and villainy sort of it flows before me like a vile cloud, and I can't really blame the people for being wary. I do
must say,
hope that my actions speak larger than the color of my skin.
I must say, Elder, despite our first meeting where, you know, I apologize for trying to shoot your head off. I'm actually glad that you've shown that not all the Dark Elves are bad.
Well, Tyr will stand first, and I am proud of my color of my fur too, Eladar.
Black power, is that where this is going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Honor looks up confused at her.
My God, you guys.
You be quiet, Manaka. You have.
You're asleep.
That's true.
You can see like as the first rays of the sun sort of creep over the horizon and hit the little spot where you sit. You can see almost like a faint little glow around Eladar, like as if the aura sort of emanates from him as he's sort of closing his eyes and again sort of in trance.
Well, Tyr will tell Fauna about the jungle she grew up in. Very scary jungle.
Honor will listen quite intently. You say everyone there worship. You say most people there worship Lamastru?
Yeah. Well, you know, Beast, Lamastu.
Could not have been a nice place to live.
If you look past the monsters and the beast and Lamastu, it's not that bad. Even though, you know, it's not like this with government and... There is no government. There's no government.
You know, sometimes the people itself could be the best government. Nothing structured.
I suppose. It's a nice place if you know how to live there.
I'm glad you enjoy what you would call home.
Well, it's not really my home anymore. There's nothing really left there anymore. It's just me now.
Still more than I've had. I don't remember what my home used to be.
Why not?
I had long periods of time where I was travelling not of my own choice, I'll put it that way. We're travelling in a lot of places with not necessarily nice people. Part of the reason I almost shot Eladar when I first saw him was I had experienced his kind before. Not in a nice way.
Eladar smiles. That is usually the case, sadly.
They didn't kill me, which is better than I expected, but still wasn't a best outcome possible.
Luckily you missed.
It wouldn't have hurt that badly. You can take one butt shot, can't you? Wink.
Wink.
He snorts.
Well, 2000, I don't know. I guess he was just another type of elf. I didn't and still don't know much about dark elves.
Very few do. At least not the full stories.
Well, I don't even know the full story. I don't know what you all told me, and even that is confusing. Dark elf, you elf.
Ponder smiles and looks towards Elida.
Eladar still has his eyes closed, but he's smiling as well. There are many different types of elves, that is true. As varied, not as varied as the humans perhaps, but there are certainly differences. As far as I understand it, there is a difference in an elf from Marisia and an elf from Keonan.
There is some differences, yes. The differences are quite subtle, but definitely noticeable.
Tira puts her hand on her head and goes, meh.
Change is always scary for people that live that long. I have found quite set in our ways in many cases.
Or sometimes set to be in a case of no ways at all, depending on how we are.
I think Aki is kind of like you, Eladar. His family is not here. He's the only one of him. He's not from here either. Where I came from, there were more of him, though.
Yes.
Aki looks sad.
Oh,
I miss my family.
a single tear falls from his eyes.
He smiles. Well, you're not alone. Aki knows how you feel.
That fills my heart with joy.
Aki chips happily.
Yeah, we've still got a few hours left. Give me a minute. Vonra gets up and quickly dashes into the inn. Returning with
An apple?
a platter of drinks and an apple.
Yes!
Or 3 actually.
The apples.
3 apples and then everyone's favourite drink.
Apples are the gift of Kami-sama.
So in your case, I think Tira's got milk.
Awesome.
He just gobbles it down.
I think Tiro is... she's like a beetle when it comes to apples. She can eat them forever and get sick. Then she'll lay, why did I eat so many apples? I want more apples.
Enjoy the days as they are now. You never know how they will change and what chances you'll have.
No nods, indeed.
Vonra takes a sip of her wine.
Tiro drinks her milk and eats her apple and shares it with Aki. I kind of hoped that I would one day be able to run with a cloider of cat folks again.
Maybe you will one day.
Not if I don't survive today. I am prepared for what may come, but never. You hear about dragon and how dangerous they are, so don't underestimate a dragon.
It won't be easy, but we will fight to the end, and we will save this town. It's the last thing we do.
She looks to Aki. Let's hope there'll be more days to come, my tail and your beautiful hair.
And scene.
Several hours later, we stop hearing the dragon.
Oh.
And a boulder rolls down the stairs.
Oh, and
Siberian comes down,
Yeah.
right? That's,
No, I think Alicia.
he's the boulder.
No.
it might be a pair of boulders.
Boulder form,
Alicia is very
go!
energetic today. She seems in a great mood. Proud, breastplate already on. Oh, she'll need to take it off again before she actually gets real dressed.
Slept in it.
She walks downstairs, weapons and everything. Gleaming with all the regalia of the dwarven lady. She goes down and orders a large brunch.
Oh, Talia will certainly give you a huge platter, something that even Elysia might not be able to finish.
It's great. She'll do her best. Because, when you fight a dragon, you should have it on a full stomach. So says the old books. That she has been... Well, that she read when she was, young at some point. Doesn't really carry books around. Who does?
I don't know.
What would that be like, And tonight is indeed, or today is indeed the time to fight as her ancestors once did. To claim a name for herself. The possibility, the opportunity. This has just been thrown right into her lap. It couldn't be better.
Yeah.
She's not even going to be alone about it. She's going to have battle brothers and sisters.
Well, Iberian comes down and he, doesn't look as cool because he doesn't really have any regalia. He's just in his normal stuff. and he's really sleepy. He looks really sleepy because he's always very sleepy right after he wakes up. He doesn't he doesn't wake up all bright and cheery-eyed.
Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Yeah.
You can borrow Tiro's comb.
No way. You know, if you just let your hair go, it'll do what it does, and you'll be fine.
Tiro takes pride in her tail.
Besides, I don't want cat hair in my hair.
Sad face.
Those hairballs.
Yeah.
No, that's why she used a comb.
But you will also order food.
You get the same thing that Izzy got.
Oh God.
Sausages and cheese and bacon and salt
Yeah.
pork and all of the things. It's like all the things. Yeah. And a few berries on the side, you know.
A hero's feast.
Indeed. Oh, that even gives bonuses.
It's not really an actual one.
But the best this town can damn well produce. Yeah. This lady Talia is a really nice person.
Mm-hmm.
She
Well,
certainly
yeah.
tries her best.
Well, she eats, and you know, she'll pay the lady a gold piece for the meal. So. She cover some of it at least.
I'll do the same.
She will thank you, showing that she is really grateful, but she can't accept the money. You are the heroes of Belheim, and if you're not fed, if you're hungry in the fight, why, you might get distracted by your rumbling stomach.
She says, "Well, if we don't win, I'll have no need for it regardless. So take it."
She considers for a moment and nods.